good people playing right here on Pure West Radio. Morning, hello, Shemai, Toby Ellis with you here on the Daytime Show. Very busy show today. Thanks to the lovely Megan McCubbin for joining us, the conservationist wildlife expert. Pembrokeshire, basically a second home. Fascinating hearing about that this morning, following how good our wildlife can really just help improve our mental health. It's available on the catch-up after 1 o'clock. Also, being a proper nice, tasty Tuesday, I have a very good friend of ours joining us every Tuesday, and always a pleasure having him on. Ben Gobbi, morning.
Hello, morning.
Great to have you back with us again.
Thank you very much.
I feel like we're proper lucky having you in, because we get to talk about food every Tuesday.
Indeed.
And we're all mad foodies here at Pure West Radio.
Yeah.
So this week, complete opposite to last week, we're going to talk about beef. That is our order of the day.
Indeed.
So, I mean, in your eyes, what makes a good beef dish? Like, what is something that you think, I'm proud to serve that people really enjoy? What's your favourite?
So there's lots of different cuts you can have of beef, obviously, that cook in different ways. But today I wanted to chat about the beef brisket. It's so versatile in the fact that you can braise it for hours, you can pick it, you can stew it, it melts in your mouth if it's cooked properly. It's a very, very good bit of meat.
Because there's nothing worse than like a tough bit of beef, is there?
Indeed.
It's horrible, all bristly and all. I mean, and it's quite easy to get it wrong, really.
Indeed, yeah, definitely, yeah. All the bits of beef have their own rules to cook well, sort of thing. So yeah, it's good to know what you're doing.
Yeah, and I mean, I think more and more now we're seeing a lot more slow cooked meats. I'm seeing a lot of slow cooked beef on the menu a lot more now.
A lot with that is to do with the fact that it is actually cheaper to have the slower cooked meats, those kind of cuts. So maybe your forequarter, it's your sirloin steak, your fillet steak, rump steak, they're a bit more expensive. So people are going for the more stewing than beef because it is a lot more affordable.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. See, this is why I love having you in as well. There's economics behind this. What's your favourite beef? What would you go for if there was a steak was on the menu right now? What would you go for?
For steak?
Yeah, for steak.
I'd probably go for a ribeye. We've
Nice.
got the rib eye. The eye means there's an eye of fat in the middle of the steak, which then sort of tenderizes that whole bit of meat, makes it really sort of melt in your mouth. I'd have it medium rare, obviously. Don't know about you, but that's what it would be good for me.
I've actually only probably really got into steak in the last sort of 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
I was always a burger man, love a burger. But I've sort of started, as I've got older, my palate's changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Started venturing out a little bit more. I always used to go for just well done.
Yeah.
And everyone was, the whole table, what? You can't do that. You can't have a well done steak. And I'm like, but I like burgers. I don't. And now then I sort of like when then I started going sort of medium to well.
Yeah.
Now I'll go medium.
And it's getting softer and softer in your mouth.
And then it's
you're
like, wow,
pieces
okay. Now I can see why
Yeah.
people, I mean, one of my good friends, he's a big fan of the show, later Ben at Coast Aquatics, Ben Fish. I mean, he would always just, the whole table would stop because they're like, I want it blue.
Yeah.
Like literally like 5 seconds aside.
Yeah.
I just want it sealed. And it's like, you got to be joking me.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I mean, is that something you'd ever serve or?
For me, blue is too much then, as in like you're not breaking down the protein, you're not breaking down the meat. It's practically raw
meat, yeah.
That's not for me. I
Yeah.
know it's for some
Would
people.
that be something you would serve though?
I can serve that. Yeah,
Yeah?
I'll serve whatever
You
the
would serve
customer
it?
wants.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
fine. For that, the trick is to warm your steak out of the fridge at room temperature first, so the inside is a bit warm, and then when you're searing it, it keeps like hot on either side. Then sort of thing. So it's not fridge temperature in the middle because you're not going to cook the middle, nowhere near.
Yeah.
And it's horrible eating a cold, mushy steak.
I mean, whenever he asked for that, I was like, oof, really? But yeah, no, I'd say I'm a medium now. Medium is where I'm at. But no, I'm enjoying steak a lot more now. Of course, the burgers are always a hot favourite with you, aren't they, in the box?
Yes, no, definitely. Well, today I thought I'd talk about the brisket burger we do. We use Chris Rogers as a butcher. He's based in Carmarthen, but he gets all of his beef from Pembrokeshire and Carmarthenshire.
Okay.
The latest beef we've got from last week was from Davis and Richards Mullock Farm in Dale. It was then taken over to Withybush and slaughtered in Withybush, literally a stone's throw away from our unit. So we're in Unit 19 in Witherbush Trading Estate, and they're just the next turning over. So that's how local it was then.
Wow, that's
And,
fun. That's phenomenal.
And yeah, so it's really, really good to support that. And so we would take the brisket, we would then cover it in red wine, submerge the whole belly. It's a bit between like the belly and the chest sort of thing, the area. And then we'd slow braise that then for about 4 or 5 hours in the oven, 160, till it was really melting in your mouth. We then press it overnight, and then we would then cut it into squares, good solid chunks, you know, really good dense bit of meat, but melts in your mouth, fantastic. And then the offcuts of that then, there is no waste at all. We then do pulled beef burger then.
Nice.
And it is stunning, which I have today.
Wow,
if you'd like to see it.
I can smell it. Please do. If you're listening to us at home right now, if you're in work, jump on the socials so you can actually see this burger. I mean, it smells absolutely
So firstly,
delicious.
we've got it in a sugarcane container, so it's good for the environment. It breaks down. We've got a brioche bun with sesame seeds on, and then what we start with, last week we talked about sweet and sour and umami. We've got a nice creamy mayonnaise base. We've got the shredded beef then on top of that, which is Asian barbecue flavor. So we make our own sauce, put the pasta meat through that. Then we put on the cheese, whether it be mozzarella or a lovely mature cheddar. And then we go for pickled onions for acidity. So that sort of gives that a sharpness. And then rocket for pepperiness.
Nice.
So I don't know if you can see that there, but
look at that. That's a burger, that.
Beautiful. And so when you put it in your mouth, it's soft, it's unctuous, it's meaty, it's sweet, it's sour. It just appeals to all the senses.
just gets it going.
Yeah.
I mean, what I love about, I think, Pembrokeshire producers, West Wales producers, people over the border in Carmarthen, you know, it's very ethical now because there's the accountability of where these animals are being bred, what they are eating, and then, you know, as you say, where they've been slaughtered and the way it's now been all accounted for. I mean, it does make a big difference. I mean, more and more people now are starting to ask these questions.
100%, definitely, and it's traceability. I mean, if you think about it in the sense of, I'd rather give money to a local butcher than someone like in Australia from Australian beef or whatever, you know, or a massive, huge company that don't really care about our local economy. You're keeping the money in our local economy, and that's what's most important, because that will then be spent on other bits of local economy, and it's a big evolution from there then.
That's it, yeah. And like you said, we've got all these wonderful farms, these wonderful producers on our doorstep.
Yeah,
you know,
let's
utilize
support them, definitely.
Yeah, most certainly. So I mean, it's interesting hearing how you're utilizing the beef brisket. So I mean, as you say, the burger would be made from the brisket before, so not a lot of wastage really going.
No, it's really important. It's a head to toe thought process on using the whole entire bit of either the meat or the cow, or say, for instance, we use a lot of pork. So we use pork leg. We've used ham hock, which is the shin. We use pork cheek as a salad. We use pork belly for a lot of our mains, and it goes through our noodles. So it's very much a head-to-toe mentality of using the whole beast as best you can, and just elevate it to a restaurant standard then.
And that's probably quite in sort of correlation where you're going to be making different recipes for lunch, for dinner, and that's what you offer at the box, you know.
Indeed,
so it's like you said, it's a real big thought process, really.
Yeah, that's right. We go for more sort of street food for lunch, even though you can grab burgers and things like noodles in the evening. We do obviously the street food stuff in the daytime from 12 till 3, and then it's more the sort of refined evening meals then from 5 till 8 for the dinner trade then. So we are providing two completely different sort of styles of food, but using the same local produce for both things. Yeah, no, it's fabulous. I really do love your the way that you approach it. It's absolutely fantastic, and just, you know, there's very little usage. There's accountability, and it's just joining up all those dots, which I think people, like I said, are just very, very conscious of. No,
at the moment. If anyone's listening to this right now, just thinking, I need to go and see Ben for my lunch today. I want to go and grab one of those lovely burgers. Maybe you've been watching it on our socials. When are you open? How can people find you?
So we're at Unit 19, Witherbush Trading Estate. We're behind Magna, opposite S7 Gym. If you go to S7 Gym, we do an offer there. And we're open from 12 till 3 and 5 till 8. And you can access the menu on our Facebook, on our Instagram, The Box by Ben Gobbi, and obviously on our website, which is theboxbybengobi.co.uk.
Make sure you check it out. Also, just before you go, Ben, we've got to tackle this one because I sometimes think I don't know if that really does belong in a burger. And being featuring beef this week, what do you think about chicken in a burger? Well, is it got to be beef? Is it got to be chicken? Do you think both can work? Are they both popular? Which one do people go for? Like, what's your take on this?
Well, it's all about flavor for me, really. It's about importing as much flavor as you can. So there's ways of doing it. What we've done here, we've shredded the beef. So you can also shred chicken. The thigh is amazing because that breaks down and pulls really beautifully. So you can inject loads of flavor. When you're looking at just plain chicken breast, okay, you can marinate a chicken breast and then you get more of a meaty feel. So it really does depend on what you're looking for. So either way, I think we go for pulled braised meats. One, because of like the cost, and two, because you can inject as much flavor as you want then. I would say on the whole, beef is better than chicken because of the more umami, beefy flavor. Chicken is slightly less flavorsome on its own, but by saying that, you can also then inject whatever flavors you want.
So beef narrowly wins that one. What's most popular, would you say? Beef or chicken?
For us, it's beef burgers over chicken burgers,
Yeah.
100%. But when people taste our beef burgers, they often text back saying that was absolutely phenomenal and stuff. So I think they just really appreciate it. It's great.
You can't beat a good burger.
Yeah, indeed.
So let us know. Get in touch on the comment section as well. Is it a beef or chicken burger for you? I'd love to know what you, the listeners and followers, love more. I think I'm going to have an early lunch now. Ben, always a pleasure having you in the studio.
Thank you very much.
What's in the Box with Ben Gobbi? It's right here on Pure West Radio. Every Tuesday, 11:15. Please do get in touch as well. If you do have a question for Ben, send it in on the comments section. And we would love to put your questions to Ben. And of course, support local, support Ben and his family, and check out some of this wonderful food that they do produce at the Box at Unit 9 of the Woodley Bush Trading Estate. Do check it out. It really is fantastic. Here's Calvin Now and Rag and Bowman right here on Pure West Radio.
I understood loneliness before I